Okay, good evening to you, and how are you doing today? I'm so happy to have you here today, tonight. Thank you. As you, if you are not for scholarships, connecting you to opportunities abroad, life, and academic pursuits, that is why we are here to host this program and invite scholars how they were able to achieve what they achieved. Any levels of scholarships, but tonight we'll be talking about the privilege to have in our midst Mr. who is the CEO of Satim Hosa Media, and is a graduate of the university in Scotland, where he bagged his to have him in our midst tonight, and to formally welcome him tonight. So thank you for coming around to enlighten us on partial scholarships. Please kindly unmute your mic so that we.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. I don't know, am I supposed to put on my video?
The invitation, sir.
Sorry? I didn't get what you said, sorry.
Okay, I think this is the network. So can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I was thanking you for honoring the invitation.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I'm glad doing this. Thank you very much.
I can relate with how busy you must be over there, and yet you are able to.
I just got back from work, so I just have to quickly run through this evening.
I believe we are going to really have to soak a lot of things. Just find a nice cup of tea.
I have my water here as usual, so with water I'm okay.
But I know that there will be a lot to chew tonight. It's such a great honor to have some.
Thank you very much.
Outside of the country.
Yeah,
please, can you just formally introduce yourself so that people can know you?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am Timothy. I know the surname is always difficult to pronounce. Even on my graduation day, it was quite difficult, but I think I'll do justice to that. I'm Timothy Ikweoha from Edo State, Nigeria. I did my ND in Federal Polytechnic Auchi. Studied mass communication. I did my BA, my Bachelor of Arts degree in the University of Benin. I also studied mass communication, and I did a master's program, which I graduated about 2 weeks ago or so. Yeah, though I formally graduated 2 weeks ago, I finished my program since January in media and communication here in the University of Strathclyde in the United Kingdom. I also, by God's grace, am the CEO of Satim Hosa Media, where information is being disseminated to the general public, and also we tend to motivate people to do what people think they cannot do. So I'm also a life coach, and I'm a content creator, and lastly, I'm a journalist by calling, and I talk for a living. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
That for the introduction. Okay, now you You grew up in Nigeria, right? Actually, before you transferred.
Yes, I grew up in
Yeah.
Nigeria.
What was your growing up like? People want to, though you are now in the United Kingdom, and many people would love to be where you are, but I think we should just to work our way to partial scholarships tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much for that question, because it's a great and a very nice way to start this show this evening. Growing up wasn't actually funny, because in a family of 9, where I happens to be the seventh born, number 1 to number 6, they are all graduates, and it is compulsory that I have to go to school, because 1 to 6, that I don't know. Can you hear me, Jacob?
I'm breaking from my end there. I don't know. I think the
I don't
network
know.
strong.
Probably if others can unmute and let me know if they can hear me clearly, because I don't know if they can actually hear me or something.
Okay. Miracle. Okay, Miracle. Miracle, please, can you hear him?
Yes, we can hear you, please.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Growing up in a family of 9, where I happens to be number 7, and it is compulsory I have to go to school. I finished my secondary school education. I am from a middle class family. We aren't poor. We aren't rich. Would I even say we aren't rich? My dad, in fact, he was an headmaster and now retired in a primary school. You know what that means. And my mom is just a business person. So growing up, I didn't grow up from a very rich family where you feel, oh, this guy, they were rich, that's why he was able to make his way to the United Kingdom. But I had parents that love education, parents that had passion for education. So they were ready to do all they can do to make sure that their children, they do. But my dad will always tell you that why you get your BSc, your HND, then he's done with you. It's your duty to further your education. So I finished my secondary school in the year 2010. Yes, 2010. But it's funny, and it's good to know 2009 to 2010. It's funny to know that I struggled through writing YF for 4 good years. And I kept writing, and I kept feeling literature and English language. I wrote and wrote and wrote. All my friends, they got admission into school. But it got to a point that I got so much discouraged that I told myself, man, I'm tired of this school. I think this is the end of it. But as at the point, I had to go and learn how to repair laptops. As at that time, trying to package myself to make sure that, okay, I have handwork and all that. But when it got to, sorry, you want to say something?
Oh, no, I was just reacting.
Okay, so it got to a point that I have to learn how to repair laptops, and the day I finally made my WAEC results, it was as if I got a visa to study outside the country, because I had this passion that whenever I break this yoke that is standing before me, is very certain that it is success all through. So I remember that day that I got my WAEC result in my hands, and it was all good. I can't forget how I was saying. In fact, I went to drop my brother in his place of work. So, and we checked in his place of work. Driving the bike from his place of work to my house was like as if the house is very close, because I was driving with this so much joy, shouting and praising God, because it's been a long journey all through. So that's that. And by the grace of God, at the end of the day, that same year, not forgetting the series of vigils, the series of prayer, the series of trusting God for a miracle. So all those things were part of this that contributed that year. And before I knew it, I wrote my JAM, and I've been applying for universities, but all to no avail. But that particular year, I got admission to study mass communication in the Federal Polytechnic Auchi. Though it wasn't part of my plan, but it was the beginning of my success story. So I think probably should I talk about story, or I should probably stop here for
Yeah,
now?
if,
Okay.
oh,
Yeah. Now Tripoli, I knew that this is a territory that if I don't do well, if I don't set the record, then it will be disastrous. A lot of persons actually told me the best brain goes to school. A lot of persons told me, even siblings told me, we don't know where you got your brain from. You're one of the dullest in the family. A lot of persons told me that I'm not. In fact, I got a lot of criticism from people. Not if it would be just normal people, it would have been okay. But from those you so much trusted, then it was disastrous. So, but God helping me, I was able to go through the pain, and little by little, I got noticed. Lecturer can just see me and tell me, "Man, you look like my son," and that was the beginning of the favor. And when my lecturer really told me, said, "Tim, you are here to do your ND. I don't want to see you here in your HND. Why? Because I can barely count the night we spend in our house sleeping. It was from school to church, from church to night reading. The next morning, we enter class from night reading. We kept doing that. Me and some of my friends, we kept doing that on a daily basis. On a daily basis, we kept reading, just because we wanted to get a good grade. And mind you, during my MD, in fact, I was tagged as one of the most disciplined young man in the class. I don't tolerate nonsense, because it was all because I know what I've gone through for the past 4 years. So you don't expect me to just come to school and waste my time and all that. So I was able to actually discipline myself in all way around. That earned me the position of the class rep in the second year. So being a class rep, in fact, that was another different ball game entirely. It was another different ball game, but God helping us, I was able to graduate, and to his name, I got a distinction in the Polytechnic. So I was still in school. Then I applied for a direct entry to University of Benin. I didn't tell anybody, myself and few of my friends that I told, but the day we wrote the exam, we discovered that my friends, my coursemate that were in now, they were more than 20. So you took this exam. Everybody did it codedly. And we got to the hall, we wrote the exam. Lo and behold, after the whole processes, just 3 of us were accepted. And I was able to make the list. That's how the second journey started. So I think I'll just stop here for now. Probably the next question will do justice to it.
wow, that's awesome. You know, everyone have their story, and
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
so, but I believe that all what you went through, what you faced, they help build you to study abroad. But I'm just
Yeah.
concerned about how did you, despite all what you have said now, how did you
Sorry.
develop the passion to?
Okay.
How did you develop the passion to study abroad?
Okay. When I get to University of Benin, one of my lecturer, Mr. Nonso Nambwefe, did his masters in the UK. So I remember him whenever he's coming to the class, when lecturers are coming with some of them, sorry to say, the way they dress, and some with their ricketing vehicle, like you wouldn't want to even do lecturing job, like you wouldn't want to even try it. But when this man is coming to the class, you can see a very classic person, like with his ride and everything. So I so much admire him, and I was able to ask questions. And he told me he did his masters in the UK. I wasn't concerned about whether he came from a very rich family or not, but my concern was, if this man can do it, then I can do it. I remember going to his office to ask him, "Sir, how were you able to study in the UK?" He told me, said, "Tim, I don't even know. It was my dad that just did everything and all that." So I discovered another lecturer did the same thing. I went to him, I said, "Sir, how were you able to study in the UK?" He told me, said, "If not full scholarship, nobody can go there." I said, "Okay, that's fine." From there, I already had this passion. I think I was still in my 200 level then. I already had this passion that, okay, I think this would be something I would love to give a try to. So though I had some issues coming up, but I was able to build on it. During my period in school, I was doing some few research not that much, but the most important thing then was just to graduate and leave the shore of the higher institution. So, but it continued like that. But that particular scenario, going around to ask lecturers how were you able to do this and all that, built that kind of a passion inside of me that even after I left school, others were still busy celebrating their graduation. I was already disturbing school for my transcript. I was already disturbing school for my result. I was already disturbing lecturer for references. I was already putting all plans in place. I didn't have the mind of traveling, but all my documents were ready to travel. So that's how I was able to develop the passion that, okay, well, it wasn't all UK. My plan was anywhere is good to go. I remember the first place I applied for was Hungary. That was the first place I applied. And I think, Christian scholarship like that I applied in Hungary. But because of the COVID, I was not able to get it. That was how I was able to develop my passion to study abroad.
Wow, that's so. How did you now narrow down to find the school you finally graduated from in Scotland? How did you narrow down your search?
Okay, my while growing up, my dad will always tell me something that he will always tell me a quote written by Henry Woodsworth. He said, "The height by great men that they reach is not attained by sudden flight, but they, while others and their companions slept, they were toiling upward in the night." Well, I got that is my dad's favorite quote. So when he's always quoting it, I always want to put it down. While others were busy sleeping, I was busy thinking of what to do. But though I was thinking of what to do, I didn't know how to go about it. Lo and behold, I was posted to Warri to go and serve. That's why if those that probably had the opportunity of watching my show yesterday, my talk yesterday, I was able to tell people how how my service here was impactful to me. I actually asked God on where to serve, and I was posted to Delta State, even against my will. It was obvious that was where God was sending me to. So when I got to Delta State, I had this person that was made my leader, my student pastor, or my corpus pastor, and I was his assistant. So he's from the north. So he's this kind of person that dishes out instruction, do this, and I'm this kind of person that I want us to dialogue. We'll put heads together. I'm a journalist. I research. I'll tell you, let's put heads together. He's a physicist. He will tell you, no, this is it. That's already. So we kept having issues from day one till we almost left office. We kept having issues. So on a very good day, he was like, okay, team, I'm supposed to attend a vigil in Ughelli or so. That I should go and represent him. I told him rightly there, I'm not going. So from there, I was like, okay, team, don't worry, let's go together. I'll back. So he actually know that I love suya very well. So I was like, team, I'll get you suya. So I said, okay, no, but let's go. So that's how we left that night. On our way going, he just threw. He said, team, sorry, I didn't tell you. I got a scholarship to study of my master's in the UK. In fact, that statement paralyzed everything about me. I was like, you said what? You got a scholarship to study in the UK? He said, yes. I said, wow. I was happy. At the same time, I felt that I have cheated and wasted my service year. So I just had to tell him, I said, okay, how did you go about it? He just gave me, he said, he went online, applied for school and all that. I said, okay, that's fine. We went to the vigil. We were supposed to be praying for the people who went to meet, but I went to the vigil to pray for my own life. So I actually spent time praying for myself and all that. But lo and behold, immediately we left that vigil. I went home the next morning. I started searching for schools in the UK, whether they were fake, whether they were not fake. That wasn't my concern any longer. But I just want to get something doing, something that I can hold. That okay, this is the admission I've got. So that's how I was able to apply for about University of Coventry, Liverpool, John Morris University, University of Strathclyde, Glasgow, Caledonian University, and I think University of Hundersford. So those are the 5 schools I applied for, and I got 4 different admission. I applied for 5, I got 4. So it was only University of Coventry that didn't give me admission, but the rest 4 they gave me the admission I was looking for. So that's how I was able to do my search. But mind you, before then, I've gotten all my documents. Like my transcript was with me. Yeah, I think I have to clarify that too. If you want to apply for school, probably in the UK, you don't allow the school to send the transcript to where you want to go and study. Tell them you need a transcript by hand. A lot of schools don't want to do that, but you should be able to get it if you actually want to get it. So you need your transcript, you need your certificate, you need 2 reference letters. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
You need 2 reference letters from. Sorry?
The network is kind of breaking. I don't know.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You know, I can hear you.
Okay, so you need 2 reference letters from 2 of your lecturers, or probably one of your lecturers and another one from anywhere you're working currently, or if you want to get 2 from the school, better off. And also, I think those are the major. Okay, you need statement of purpose. Why do you want to study in the UK? Why do you want to study in that school? Why do you plan living in Nigeria? I think the only thing I can remember very well I told them is a 4-year course in Nigeria becomes 8-year course. So I want to also compete with the global world. That is the reason why I want to leave Nigeria, and it was granted because that was a very good and concise reason why. Though some school will tell you 2,000 words, 5,000 words, depends on the school you're applying for. So that's how I was able to get my document ready, and I started applying, and I got the different admission that I got. So, but after I got all the admission, normally schools will always there's something in the UK. There's something called discount. They always give you discounts. Some schools will give you £1,000. Some schools will give you £2,000, depending on the course you're studying. Like my own school, my course was £16,300. I now know the school that the tuition fee was £12,300, but because of the fact that I got in my undergrad, I got a very strong 2-1, probably because my department said there is nobody that can get a first class, and the school here in the UK looked at it. They said I was qualified for a Dean Excellence Award with my 2-1, so that I should apply for it. I just wrote an application, and inside the £16,300, I was given £4,000 discount. That was the partial scholarship that I got, the £4,000 discount. So when I saw it, that's why I was able to let other schools go and now focus on the University of Strathclyde, where I graduated from.
Well, apart from admission processes, scholarship pursuit that you had, got yourself immersed in that finally helped you to transit abroad?
Sorry, I didn't get that question clearly. Thank you.
Okay, I was asking that apart from the admission processes, scholarship pursuit, and everything you did, are there other things that you did back then that helped you to finally transit abroad?
Yeah, there are a lot of things I did, First of all, I was determined. I was very, very determined. Well, I'm this person that when I'm convinced to do a particular thing, no matter what you are going to say, is a no for me. No matter, my parents know that about me. So, like, I was so convinced to travel, like I was so convinced to go do my master's in the UK that even when I wasn't having a dime with me, I started the process. So I was so determined. I remember calling one of my cousins. I had a cousin in the UK who has been here for more than 13 years. I called him and I was like, sir, I'm coming to the UK to come and do my master's. I got a £4,000 scholarship. And the only word he could tell me is, Tim, don't come. I was like, why? I said, because you are on the path of becoming an asylum in the UK. Because there's no way you are going to pay that tuition fee. So I told him to his face, I can. And the next thing was for me to block him till I got to the UK. So I didn't say you should go and do that, but that tells you the extent of my determination. That somebody that is about 10 years older than me, I was able to cut them off just because I want to get what I want to get. At the same time, I was so focused. I was able to narrow down everything I was doing to a particular school. The reason why so many persons they actually don't get what they ought to get or don't get to where they want to get to is because of the fact that they are not focused. They lack focus. They are here, they are there. What do you want to start? Why do you want to leave Nigeria? Some actually just want to leave because of the fact that they want to leave the shore of that country. We know. I had that same thought too, but that thought was at the back of my mind because I wouldn't tell the UK government that okay, I want to leave Nigeria. That's why I want to go and study in the UK. No, that was at the back of my mind. But the major reason was for me to come and study, and also I had the passion for what I was doing. Like I had the passion, and I did a lot of research. A lot of research in the sense that I was able to confirm how much is the tuition fee, how much. Though when I was coming, I didn't know what Glasgow looked like. I didn't know what UK looked like. I didn't know where I was going to stay. I didn't know who I was going to meet. But I told myself, this is a journey that I have to embark on. No matter what, that tells you the extent of my determination. I wasn't ready to even listen to anybody. I remember the day I went to collect my visa, my eldest brother looked at the visa. I was like, Tim, I'm not sure this is original. And I just looked at him and I smiled because he was like, how did you go about all this? Like you were just doing it and it's as if nobody was aware, and today you are telling me I've got your visa. I laughed, but I think he's also hearing his own part of the story currently because he knows what it is and how the process looks like now. So I think I will just stop there for now.
Partial scholarship, though you can study abroad, but navigating through the visa officer is he had not to crack.
Yes, okay. Continue, please. I can hear you.
Okay, so I'm curious about how you were able to, convince officer that you are actually going to the UK, and even though you didn't have a fully funded scholarship, that you will still do it.
Yeah. First of all, in the UK, the UK system is quite different from the US system. In the United States, you're going to be having a one-on-one conversation with your visa officer. But in the UK, there's nothing like that. You're only going to submit your document backed up with your probably your write-up or anything. If you submit the wrong document automatically, you are not there to defend your document. So that is why in the UK, they will tell you to submit a bank statement containing of the money that your living costs and also the remaining parts of your tuition fee. So this is how it goes. Let me just probably run through the process of application and all that. Maybe, sorry.
All right.
You get it better like that. After getting admission, the other thing is for you to, you are supposed to wait for your CAS, your confirmation of acceptance of study, which is your CAS. That's what you're going to use to apply for your visa. But before you get your CAS, some schools will tell you, because once you get the admission, it will be on a conditional offer. They'll give you some condition to fulfill. Is either you're submitting your statement of purpose, is either you are submitting references, is either they'll tell you, okay, pay your deposit, which is either a £2,000, like my school was a £2,000. Or that I know of a school that is 5,000, I know of a school that is 4,000 pounds. So depending on how much the school is asking you to pay. So those are part of the condition of meeting an unconditional offer before you were given your confirmation of acceptance of study. Imagine somebody going to pay £2,000. I remember the first £2,000 I paid, I actually begged for it. Like the person that gave me the money I just called the person. I said, please, I need £2,000 from you. The person was like, what do you want it for? I said, I got a partial scholarship in the UK and I was asked to pay deposit of £2,000. I told my dad, my dad told me, okay, don't worry, I know what to do about it. So my dad was one that actually helped me call the person to say, okay, my son needs £2,000. Please, can you provide this for him? And the person was like, okay, no problem, no, fine. Let me just dash him if anything happens. So I actually carried the money. It was when I went to the bank to use my Form A to pay 2,000, but that was roughly, then it was 1.1 million naira or so. So after I paid that money, that was when I knew that I am already on the path of studying in the UK. So any mistake I made at that time would be disastrous. So after paying that money, the school received the money. That was the only major money I paid from Nigeria. The school received the money, and I was sent my confirmation of admission of study. Because of the fact that I never had knowledge about how to apply and all that, then they now told me that I needed to produce a bank statement of 28 days containing my remaining tuition fee and also my living cost. My living cost was 1,900. Is it 1,900? I can't remember now. Think about, is that 900 or 1,900 per month? So the whole money that I needed to have in my account resulted to 11 million naira.
Wow.
So how on earth will I have gotten that? I started the application October. November, I've gotten the admission and everything. December, I've paid my first part of tuition fee. So I started looking for 11 million naira. So, like, I literally walked around every cooperative in Benin looking for 11 million. I literally begged almost all my friends. If it's just 1,000, put in the account. Like, I've paid 2,000 pounds already, and these 2,000 pounds will not waste. But that was when I knew that when you are on the path of your success, people don't forget about the congratulatory messages you were seeing on Facebook the day I graduated. A lot of persons only celebrate success. They don't go through the process for you. As at that time, siblings denied me. Friends denied me. Like everybody, the only people that stood by me were my parents. And probably few of my siblings that said, okay, though we did not send you, but just take this 200,000 naira anyhow you want to, and you know. So, but I was so determined, and there are nights that I cried. And I told myself, wow, if this is the journey, because I never had anybody that told me this how it's going to look like. I'm here now telling you, okay, this is the process. That's why I told myself, I'm going to tell a lot of persons as much as I can so that they will know what they are going into. But me, I wasn't having anybody. January, we started the new year. In fact, that was the worst new year I ever experienced, because it wasn't as if I was doing new year. The January was going. I started classes January 11th, 2021. I started in Nigeria. My friends were already in the United Kingdom, but because I have not been able to get 11 million, in fact, as at that time, I wasn't even having 100,000 naira to say, okay, I want to produce. But everybody, as at that time, what I expected is I have elderly ones that should say, okay, my younger brother is suffering from this thing. Let me ask probably my friend or somebody or someone around how they did this or how it's been done. But everybody just as if, man, face your battle is yours. But lo and behold, I was just on Facebook one day and I saw somebody posted, if you want to migrate to US, you can do it. So I just started him. I said, I have somebody that want to migrate to US. Meanwhile, it was because of myself I chatted him up. So after explaining to the man said, okay, no problem. He gave me a WhatsApp number. Whether it was a scam or not, it wasn't my business any longer. And after we discussed, I told the man, I have a problem. I've gotten admission in the UK. I paid I don't need 11 million to put in the account. The man said, that's a small thing now. I said, that's after that. It was already early February. I was already doing my master's in Nigeria. In fact, friends will literally come to my house and call me the coordinator of University of Strathclyde Benin campus. Because I was in fact, I would put on gel from morning to evening attending classes. I was so determined. I would like that. My friends, they will come, they will just be looking at me. What are you doing? You're just attending classes, your mate are there, you are here. I told them, don't worry, the time will come, I will be there. That's what I keep telling them. In fact, most of them, till now, they are still shocked how it happened. So I just started off the man. The man said,
Wow.
okay, I can help you with the money, but you have to give me some percentage. I said, how much? He said, you have to give me, I think, is it 3% or 4% of the money, depending on when you need it. They said it will be in the account for like a month or two. He said, give me 3% each month. I said, okay, no. I just went to my dad. I said, Daddy, I've seen somebody that want to give me the 11 million naira. He needs something. But my dad said, how much is it? Please, I need like 500,000. So I remember that day. That's why at times when I keep posting my parents' picture on my status, people they don't understand. My dad literally went to his account, collected 500K and gave it to me. And the man, I have not seen him face to face. I sent him 250,000 naira. Hope whether he will run with the money, it wasn't my business anymore because I was already see, Jacob, if you see me that time, you would. If one of my boys in school then saw me walking by the road, I was going to meet a bank to borrow me the money. The boy saw me. The boy just shook. He was like, "Is this you?" I was literally looking like something else because it wasn't a funny journey, but when the man sent the money, the man said, "Okay, go and open an account." I was so brilliant. I told myself I don't want to use my account. I use my dad's account. So everything was sent to my dad's account. So my dad literally now had it coming out. Okay, this money is actually there. So after 28 days, I printed. It was already running, like it was already at the beginning of March. I went to quickly print the statements, paid my visa fee. Even the person that gave money to help me pay my visa fee also collected his own share. I paid my visa fee, got a letter from my dad, and I applied for my visa. Lo and behold, after 15 working, in fact, from the first day I applied to the 15 working day, it was like hell for me. Because I didn't know whether I've spent all those money, I didn't know whether they were going to give me the visa or not. But lo and behold, I received a mail that a decision had been made on my application. And I received that mail on Friday. No, on Saturday. On Sunday, I don't travel on Sunday before, but when I received that mail on Saturday, my dad was shocked. On Sunday morning, I was leaving there. Timothy, where are you going to on my way to Abuja? For what? They said they have made a decision of my application. I want to go and know what it is. On Monday morning, I was already in their office, and they were like, okay, who is Timothy Akibo? They said, you get them. Congratulations. That was when it was as if the destiny I've been praying for is just by me. But it didn't come on a platter of gold. That was the first phase of the story. Because I still have converted to Nigeria currency, about 7 million naira to pay as tuition fee later on. So I have I have rented house where I was to stay. Can you hear me? Hello?
Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So where I was to stay wasn't actually my concern any longer. I just told myself, if I can get a toilet to stay, no problem. The most important thing is I am out of that country doing my master's in the UK. And after, when I go back home, I remember not looking for money for flights. And my dad,
this is a first class. Your desperation.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I say your desperation is a first class desperation.
Like I was so desperate. I remember looking for money for visa, for my flight, and that became another problem. I met my dad. My dad said, Tim, I gave birth to 9 children, and I still have 2 to train. So I will not just empty my account because of you. So please, I don't know how you are going to get this money. I called people, and my visa is out. So some will want to shake body. This was okay, just take 100,000. This was take 50,000. This was take 10,000. So I swallowed my pride. I collected all the money. It was still not enough for me to apply for my flight. So I remember going to meet my pastor in church. I pastor, please help me to beg my dad. Help me to beg him. My dad will listen to you. Tell him to give me the money. I will not disappoint him. And I remember that Sunday, my pastor called my dad, called me, said, "Daddy, is your son. You have started it, you have to finish it." And my dad looked at me and said, "Timothy, don't worry, tomorrow, how much are you looking for?" And I was like, "Okay, if I can just get 300,000," He said, "Don't worry." I think he gave me 500,000 naira that day. I said, that was the last money he was going to send and give to me. I said, "Okay, no problem, that's fine." I paid for my flights. But a negligence on my part, there was a slip in my visa. I didn't look at it. In my VADNet, sorry, I didn't look at it. So the slip states that I have to do some registration before I leave. I didn't do it. I woke up that morning. I was on my way to the airport. When I got there, they said you cannot fly because you didn't do the registration. So automatically, I missed my flight. So I needed another. They said I should pay another extra, I think 200,000 naira to apply for to reapply for the flights, and also to do other COVID tests and everything. So at that point, I needed about 400,000 naira. I missed my flight on Saturday. Supposed to leave on Saturday, 27th of March. I missed my flight. And so that time I started calling in fact, some friends started calling me, "Timothy, are you in the UK already?" I said, "No, this is so not good." I told them I missed my flight. Some of them, in fact, when I called my dad, I told my daddy I missed my flight. My dad said, "Tim, please don't just bother and come back to Benin, because I've told some of my friends that I have left Nigeria. So don't just." So it was so funny, but I just called the guy that booked my flight. I said, "Please, can you rebook this flight for Monday?" He was like, "Tim, that's so sort." I said, "Yes, rebook it. Book it down. Don't worry, money will come." That evening, I don't know what happened. God, the way my dad sent me 100,000, my in-law sent me another 100. That day, I received about 500,000 instantly. From anybody that just he missed his flight. Like the money, the money that I never saw before started coming out. So that day, I was able to. All this thing was as a result of the fact that I was determined that I must leave. The money will come out. It's only when you don't start, that is when the money will not come. If you start, the money will surely come outside. So getting to the airport that morning, in fact, I didn't tell even myself that I was flying on Monday morning. That tells you how confidential that information was. I didn't tell even myself. I did it unconsciously. So I didn't want to remember that I was flying that Monday morning, because I didn't want to make the mistake I made before. Nobody knew that I was flying that morning. I remember that morning, I carried my first bag, it's in Mekwa. Carried second bag, in Mekwa. I said, "Don't worry, that the UK, I must get there." I carried my 2 bags, I placed them on my head. I started moving. And I was to fly by 8 in the morning, getting to the junction in Abuja there at, I think, 3 a.m. in the middle of the night. I was looking for a vehicle. I waited until about 5 a.m. Somebody was just passing by, and I shouted, "I am flying." I was like, "National, international." I said, "International, UK." He said, "You are still here? You miss your flight?" I said, "I missed my flight on Saturday. I don't know." The man just carried my things, and that's how he drove me down to the airport. The way I ran inside, and the rest was history. And I found myself in the plane. That's when I started calling people. I don't move. If I want to spoil the plane, make una spoil them more. So that time, it was already over for them. So that's the story so far.
That's awesome. So it was the 11 million rest of your fee, or was it just a part of it?
No, the 11 million was the remaining tuition fee and my living costs, like the money for the house and everything. The money wasn't mine. As I said, I borrowed it. So immediately I got my visa, I returned it back to the person that owed it, because I can't continue to pay for because I pay 3% every month. So paying it for the month of March, I don't have it to pay in another month. So I have to, normally there are some, if you get to the border, they will ask you of your what's it called now, your bank statement, but it is not, in quotes, is not something that that is compulsory for everybody. Everybody has their own head. There are some that asked for mine, they did not. They did not.
Okay. So now in the UK, where you are studying, right?
Yeah.
So working there?
You said?
Are you working there right now?
Yes, I'm working.
Okay. During your master's,
I didn't hear you, sorry.
okay. I was asking that during your master's program,
yes,
were you working in the UK?
Yes, normally.
To balance this.
Yeah, normally when you are being issued visa, for as a student, when you are issued visa, they will give you a 20 hours work permit. They'll give you a 20 hours work permit per week. That's what they give to students. And if you have your spouse, your wife, or your husband, as the case may be, any dependent on that, they are going to give the person a full-time work permit. The person can work as long as they like. So, mind you, if you are married here, if you apply for a UK visa and they are giving to your family also. Even though you have 10 children, they are giving to every one of them. That's one good part about UK. UK, they encourage family living together. So that's about that. In fact, I remember the day I landed. Immediately I landed, I boarded a flight from Heathrow down to Glasgow. Getting to Glasgow, when I came back from the airport, I looked up, I looked down. It was so obvious that I was no longer in Nigeria. I knew. After that, I remember that day. I think I cried. Tears came out of my eye when I got to the airport, because normally when you get to the airport, somebody will come and pick them. They know where they are going to. As at that point, I wasn't having anybody here to go and meet. I didn't know where I was going to, but what I knew was I've gotten to the UK. I'm going to the UK. There'll be a place for me to stay. So I had some little money with me that I probably just had as pocket money. I just went to one. I'm educated, so I just went to meet one Tazi. I said, I'm a student of University of Strathclyde. I showed them my proof of being a student. Please, can you take me to any nearby hotel? The man, at your service. The man carried everything inside his bag, and the man was like, okay, are you paying? I said, no, I can't pay. I'm a student of University of Strathclyde. So that was when I knew that you register and you will not pay for Tazi as a student of University of Strathclyde. I didn't know before. So the man just took me to one place and said, okay, register. I put my school details and everything, and the man carried me to one hotel somewhere I don't even know. So I just went to the hotel. I said, please, can I book for 10 nights? Because normally I was supposed to, then because of COVID, I was supposed to quarantine for 10 nights. I said, can I book for 10 nights? I said, okay, no problem. You can book for 10 nights. And he told me that it was £270. I said, okay, £270. Okay, that's fine. Check me in. I wasn't having £270 when I checked into the hotel. So I just went in. The man was like, I don't know what happened. The man was like, okay, don't worry. Just go and relax first. You can pay later on when you are relaxed. Okay, no problem. I'll do that. So I went to my room. Immediately I got to my room. I on my lights. Then I started calling. I called my parents. Okay, I'm now in the UK. Glory be to God. And they prayed and all that. But I knew that was the beginning of the journey. So I went online, started searching for my church in the UK, in Glasgow. I was able to get it, and I reached out to them, and they came to the hotel to come and see me. That was the beginning of getting to know some persons, and I told them I just needed some cash to settle some things. I'll pay you back. Though it was quite risky, but if you ask me today if to do that, I will not do it. But there's a place that you'll be I was once frustrated writing work, and I knew what frustration is all about. There's a place you get frustrated that you have to push yourself to succeed. So as at that time, I just have to do anything I can do. And glory to God, I was able to get the money. I paid them. In fact, I became a very close friend to the hotel attendants there. If I normally come out to my room, we'll talk. Mind you, the hotel, what was, I only paid for hotel and not food. There was no food, nothing. So there are days in the hotel, 10 days, I think I can literally count how many times I ate. So I just automatically turned it to fasting and prayer period. So that was when I remember that when you get to the land, you have to pray. I didn't remember before. It was when hunger started. I remember, okay, I think if you get to a new land, you have to pray and take over the land. So I will just fast and I will start calling, oh, I take over this land. I take over this land. It was because of hunger. But lo and behold, I was able to, the little money that my dad gave to me as pocket money when I left the hotel. The day I left the hotel, they took me to somewhere to go and just relax. And I was able to get this place I am currently. The church did not say, get it and they will pay. So when I got to the house that day, I remember that day, how did I even get to me? I just went to an Africa shop and I saw the owner of this house. I just asked him, do you have a house? He said, no, I don't have a house. He left already. He came back. He said, who needed it? I said, me. He said, my spirit said I should give the house. So he just carried my bag, took me to the house, and he left for about 5 days. He didn't even come to the house. I was just all in the house alone. So, like, it was when he came back, I was like, okay, take this is the money for 1 month. But let me tell you, I don't have 1 naira for next month. He was like, why? I said, that is the last money I came with from Nigeria. He said, okay, you need a. He was doing it for his own interest. He said, you need a job urgently. I said, yes, I need a job. That was when he immediately called where he's working. He said, one of my brothers just came from Nigeria. He needs a job urgently to start paying some things. So right there, normally you are supposed to work for 20 hours. The company did not ask, are you a student or not? So they just gave me the job to start doing without asking me how many hours I'm supposed to be working. So, mind you, by that March that I came in, I was already done with my first semester in Nigeria. So, and that the March, I never flew March 29th. That March 29th, it was already holiday. My holiday have started already. So immediately I came like this, and after the 10 days in the hotel, and I started the job, I was literally walking like a madman because I needed the money. In fact, I think I'll be happy to say this. From the day I started working, I think around on the 11th of April or 13th of April 2021 till last week Friday, I was literally waking up 4 a.m. in the morning to go to work and to sleep at about 11, 12. I just resumed a new job now in the bank today.
Wow.
So since 2021 on I think on the 11th or 12th or so, I was literally waking up 4 a.m. to go to work. After working till about 9, 10, I come back to school. After school, go and look for another. At times, I go to the stadium to go and do security job in the stadium. Like I was already doing a cleaning job. In the morning, I go for a cleaning job. In the evening, I will go for security job in the stadium, all because I want to pay my tuition. As at that time, the day I entered the UK, so one of my siblings called me and said, Tim, hope you know that it is a taboo to send money from Nigeria to UK. I said, yes, I know. He said, okay, so you have to do all things possible and work your tuition fee. I said, okay, no problem. I was literally working, like I worked. I knew what I was. If you don't work, definitely the school will not give you a certificate. So as I'm working, I'm sending to the school. As I'm working, I'm paying house rent. As I'm working, I'm paying feeding money. So that my holiday started March ending. I was supposed to resume second semester September. So March, April, May, June, July, August was meant for my dissertation, my project. I told my project supervisor that I'm having some health issues, that I want to relax. And here, in fact, when I told the man that I'm not mentally stable to do project, the man said, okay, you are free, because they respect your decision here. The man told me you are free. You have to take all your time and rest. For 2 months, I was working like a madman, all because I want to pay my tuition fee. But around I think August, I went back to the man. I told him I'm not ready to start my dissertation. He didn't even allow me to start. He took me to a kind of a buffet to go and eat. Why did he do that? Because he wanted to check if I'm mentally stable to start project. So we ate and we discussed. He said, okay, you are not fit to. He didn't know that I wasn't sick. We ate and we discussed. When he was the one that brought the food, my supervisor, he was the one that packed the plate and everything. And it was like, okay, you can start sending in your chapters now. I sent in chapter 1. That was when I had to reduce my hours of work just because I want to focus on my dissertation that period. I had to just crumble all my dissertation together. I did a very nice job. I submitted. The man was busy. In fact, I was still working. Whenever I hear work, I want to really go and check how is it like. Let me collect 1 or 2 pounds there. I was just doing it, but because by September when I'm doing the second semester, I'm not supposed to pay. I'm supposed to have been done with my tuition fee by then. So I'm talking about roughly about 7 million naira in Nigeria currency that I was looking for. But by around that September 1st, I think I have paid about 5.5 million naira. I was left about, is it 2.5 or so? Yeah, I think about 2.5 or about 2.5. So at that time I needed to do my registration. The school said, no, you can't do registration because you have not completed the tuition fee. So that was another different ballgame entirely. I started, it was as if I was starting all over again. Like I was starting the journey all over again. So I was able to get somebody. I asked the person, please, can I make use of your credit card just to pay this money? I'll pay you back. And the person looked at me. I was like, a lot of persons have disappointed. I said, don't worry, I will not disappoint you. And the person gave me the credit card was about £3,000. I collected it and paid the remaining tuition fee, and I was able to register for my other courses. So after registration, then that was the beginning of the success story. So every week I was paying the person back. Working, paying. By January 11th, the upper year, I was done with my master's. Then I started work full time. I started doing cleaning job full time. Like, in fact, there are times that you will see me cleaning. I was happy doing the cleaning job because I was able to use the cleaning job to pay my tuition fee for about the tuition fee worth 7 million naira. That's quite reasonable. Like if I can't do it in Nigeria because I wouldn't get such money. But why do I have to be bold enough to tell you that I did that's some things that a lot of persons want to hide and tell you they did this, they did that. The reason why I'm saying it because let me encourage people. Yeah. Some persons, when they get to the UK, they don't know the reason why they are here any longer. They begin they start forming big. In fact, on Sunday when I upload picture on Facebook like this guy, they don't know that this guy is a cleaner here. I was literally doing it with joy, and I was just doing it because I knew what I was looking for, and I was able to pay my tuition fee with it. Some were looking for in a very cute and mature job that they will do, that they can easily say, okay, oh, where are you working? I'm working. They are working. Immediately I graduated from school, I got up. In fact, last month I got about 5 different offers of different jobs. I was the one that if I had was that I said, okay, let me start with the bank first. Let me see how the banking sector is. A civil service job is waiting. About 5 different jobs that I got during that same period. So why am I saying this? Your beginning might be small, but your later end will surely be great. It was a process. We had time. Yeah. There's timing for everything. And because I was ready to listen and remain focused, I was able to get what I wanted to get. So many persons kept congratulating me, but not knowing the story behind the congratulation. At times, I would literally just look at the messages. I would just shake my head. I would tell them, these people don't. The journey wasn't funny because if you are getting a fully funded scholarship, you are a big man here. You are enjoying. But since you can't get a fully funded scholarship, you can get partial. is something, go for it. Once you are done paying, 70% of those studying in the UK, they go partial. But this is where the problem is. Some, when they come, they don't want to do cleaning job. They don't want to do care job. You will not get that job, that push job that you want to get. So some, they don't want to, because they don't want to do it. At the end of the day, they will end up failing some of the courses. They will not be serious with their education. They will not be serious with work. So, but God helped me. I graduated very well, and at the same time, I paid my tuition fee, and the rest is history.
That's a wonderful testimony, sir. And comma, of course.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Yeah, I said this is a wonderful testimony, and can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, certainly, the reason why a particular topic is because there are so many people that want to study abroad, but they are not getting, who are, they didn't know how to go about it.
Okay.
And they are picking one or two things from what you have said. Now, I think we have done a lot and we have said a lot. I just want to give one person Charity. So I believe she has something to say. So
okay, that's fine.
All right, Charity, please, can you unmute your mic?
Thank you to you that organized this. We are so grateful. Thank you, Mr. Timothy. I'm so grateful for the classes. Yes, it was a great one. Congratulations once again, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes. So I have a question, please.
Okay.
I recently got an offer to study in Malaysia.
Okay.
As a research student.
Okay.
Under a supervisor. I actually graduated from chemical engineering here in Nigeria, University of Benin.
Okay. Wow. We are from the same matter. That's good.
Yes. Okay. So my question now is, she promised to pay me 1,200 Malaysian currency.
Okay.
But not my tuition fee. She's not going to pay my tuition fee. But there's a scholarship too I applied for, Malaysian scholarship.
Okay.
Although I'm still waiting for it. But the tuition fee, because it's a government school over there, but the only thing is that we can't compare the school in Malaysia to school in Nigeria.
Definitely.
School in Malaysia, they are up to date in terms of academic calendar. Yeah. And they are doing very well. But it's a government school. So the tuition fee is not so much. After calculating everything, I got to see that everything is about 1.5 million in Nigeria.
For the research is for how many years?
2 years. It's included in the master's program.
Okay. How many years said?
Everything should be not more than 2 years.
Okay, 2 years. Okay.
Not more than 2 years.
Okay.
So my fear was the tuition fee. Although not costly, the tuition fee was not costly. Everything, including my accommodation, school accommodation, and everything should be 1.5.
That's like a chicken change.
Then,
so,
yes. So my question now is, am I advised to take up this offer? Can I work for it? Can I pay? Can I just fit in? Because after hearing what you've said, I believe you really tried.
The truth is, I will advise you with my full chest to pick it up. It's a very nice offer. That's the truth. But at the same time, your course, anything chemical, chemistry, they are sellable. they are very, very sellable. So if you are there doing your program, you can seek for other opportunities in the US. In fact, if you the guest he brought last time, Monsieur Jetunde, that lady, she's good, and she's one person that she's also in that same line, the medical line, so she can advise you and give you some. In fact, I've seen a couple of opportunities in that same line, but for the meantime, it's good you pick up that opportunity, that scholarship stuff, or if you didn't get the scholarship, the money that she'll be paying you alone should be enough for you to cater for some things. How much is the total tuition fee in their own currency? Hi, Charity, can you hear me? I don't know. Can you hear me, Charity?
Hello, Charity.
Yes, I was just knocked out from due to network, but I'm back now.
Okay. I said, how much is the total money, like their tuition fee? How much is their for their currency? How much is it? Oh, I think she's having a network issue.
I think she's having network issue.
Yeah, some network issue. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Like that network.
So I said, how much is their tuition fee, like their currency? How much is it?
It's 3,000 Malaysian currency.
Okay, the 1,000
converting to naira.
Wait, the 1,000 she said she'll be paid. Is it per year or per month?
Per month.
That's scholarship already.
But I have a work to do. I have to publish 2 articles every month for that.
Yeah, it's something that you see. Is a sacrifice that you have to pay. It's a normal thing. Like,
okay,
before you have to get it, you have to pay some sacrifices. So if you can probably if it's possible for you to rally around part of the money in Nigeria before leaving, good and fine. But if you can't, it's a golden opportunity you have to pick up. Like, don't allow such opportunities slide. It's rare, and it's something that you just have to get and run along. Before you know it, 2 years that we're talking about is already here. Before you know it, you are done with the program. So it's a great opportunity that you have. In fact, that's one of the lists that I can even think of right now. So it's a good opportunity. I will advise you to pick it up.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay.
So probably if you need more guidance on probably what to do, you can still reach out to me and maybe through Jacob. Then he can also connect it to Monsieur Jetunde to probably tell you some other things or give you some other opportunity when it comes to scholarship application in the US and other neighboring countries. Even in the UK here, there are opportunities for all those chemical students and all that.
All right, noted. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I don't know if any other person has any question again before we tidy up things here. Okay, I have people here. I'm from. It's still good to have you here. So, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, clearly we can hear you. Good evening.
Thank you so much, Mr. Timothy. Thank you so much to the host. Thank you very much for this opportunity. So, sir, Mr. Timothy, my question is about staying back after your studies in the UK. How are opportunities there generally, and how easy is it to get, as in to extend, apart from, I know about the 2-year, is it post-study visa?
Yeah, post-study.
Getting the other one that allows you to stay indefinitely, how easy is it? How can you go about it?
Okay, I grabbed your question. Thank you very much. Are you married?
No, I'm not.
Okay. I needed to just quickly ask that question. Don't mind me. Okay. Staying back in the UK. First of all, let me start like this. When I was living in Nigeria, there was no 2 years. I didn't consider whether there was going to be 2 years or not. There was no. They just started the 2 years post study. It was when I got to the UK, they announced that they are starting the post study visa. So that alone helps to tell you that your coming can even bring changes to the system. There are times that you can change the system yourself just to suit your own. When I was coming, Care Job does not sponsor, but when I got here, Care Job started sponsoring. A lot of my friends, in fact, I have a friend that came here to study. We came the same time, and when I was doing cleaning job, this lady was doing care job, taking care of old women and all that. When I kept telling her, lady, you are doing a medical course, go and do a good job. She said, no, this is where she has passion. When immediately she finished her study, she was supposed to apply for post-study. She just went to meet the agency and told them, I'm done with my program, and I'm doing my graduation soon, and I'm returning back to Nigeria. Because of the passion she has imputed in the job, the organization told her, we will not allow you to go back to Nigeria. They wrote to Home Office that they should give them the license to sponsor. Because of her, they started sponsoring. That the girl is already on her 5 years route now. After 5 years, she's already a British citizen. I know of another person that she came, I think, a few months before me. As her last month, I was calling her to advise her, don't worry, God will do it. You will get a job. But today, as we speak, she's already on her 5 years route. She just saw a job online and applied, did all her test, interview and everything. And next thing is, congratulations, you have gotten a job and we'll sponsor you. So your head that you are bringing down to the UK matters a lot. Though myself, I just started a new job today, and I'm already on my post-study visa. There's an extent it will get to, I'll tell them, probably I need a sponsorship. Or if along the line, I'm still very much single. Like as I am, I'm not married. So if along the line I decide that, okay, no problem, let me go home, I'm married, I can bring my wife here and she can probably go. I'm easily get irritated. So that's the reason why I could not do care job. So she can come and say, okay, she wants to do care job and she gets a sponsorship. We are in it together. So there are a lot of routes. In fact, it is easy. It's not the way it is. People at home, they will tell you to stay in the UK is not easy. If after you have worked for 1 year, they at least they gave you 2 years extra to stay. That 2 years, what's the essence of these 2 years? Use it to look for every which way to stay. Let's assume after 2 years, you could not get any sponsorship. The next thing, at least if within the space of 1 year, I was able to work and pay my tuition fee. At least these 2 years, as you are working, you are saving. You could not get any sponsorship. The next thing is to apply for other masters. If possible, I'm telling you part of what I plan doing. If probably I defy every other route, which I know it will not happen, I apply for another masters. And either I apply for masters or I apply for PhD. But just that the PhD will be somewhat clustered because I have to pay school fees this year, next year. And so I may apply for masters again, pay 1 year tuition fee. They give me another 2 years. Automatically, that's 6 years already. So I can just decide to apply for PhD, and with that's all for me. I've gotten my citizenship already. So if you are determined, you will get it. I have not seen anybody that came here to come and study, that followed all the rules and everything, that went back home, except the person decided to go back home, or the person wasn't serious. Anybody you see they are going back home, they are not determined. If anything that took you away from Nigeria, that determination will make you do some things that if you don't even think you can do. You can just come and you just see somebody that probably that has all you need already, will just fall in love with you, and you are married, and that's it. You are settled for life. So there are different routes. You can use the health and care visa. You can use the marriage visa. You can use the sponsorship visa, which is the one for job, and a whole lot of routes that you can use in staying. So you don't just bring use one way to stay, or no. You have a lot of routes that you can stay with. So don't allow that to be like a fear to you, so that because if you begin to have that fear, you might not be able to start up something that is okay. You might just find yourself being timid, and you're afraid of taking some bold steps. So just take off that off your mind. Get here first, and the rest will be history for you. So I think that's the best I can answer for now. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. That's very clear. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Emmanuel, are you still interested in asking some questions? I saw your hand. Okay. Let's give him good evening.
Sorry, please, can you be a little bit audible? Thank you. I barely hear you. What's the what?
I mean, for those that study physics in Nigeria, that want to study a master's in abroad, I want to know some chances for them.
Okay, sorry, I would I don't know if it's convenient for you, but hope your graduate, you did well in your undergraduate.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the truth is, you see those courses we relegated in Nigeria, they are the courses that are sellable here.
Okay, sir.
Courses like mathematics, courses like physics, courses like chemistry, that when you didn't apply for it, they gave it to you, and you feel you have studied nonsense. They are my best friend here in the UK studied physics in Madibo and Adamawa, the university in Adamawa also, I don't know, yeah, Madibo, something of the university in Adamawa. So he studied physics there, and he got a fully funded. He was the one that told me that he got a scholarship in the UK to come and study. That motivated me to come, and we became best of friends here. So he's here, and he did his master's in nuclear and environmental physics here in the UK, and soon he's starting up his PhD, a fully funded scholarship also. So there are lots of opportunities. If you want, probably I can link you up with him. He will tell you all you need to know probably to apply as a physics student. There are a lot of opportunities. If you're on LinkedIn, go to LinkedIn. There are a lot of opportunities there too that you can actually enjoy from as a physics student, a chemistry student, a mathematics student, and the like. So there are a lot of opportunities based on the course that you study. Yeah.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Very much, yeah.
Okay. I think there is no other question again, I suppose. Do we have anybody that wants to ask any question before we round up the session? Okay. In the absence of any further question, Mr. Timothy, thank you for coming. And on the final note, I just want you to give us a charge before we go.
Okay. I think the only thing I can actually say here is that your destiny lies in your hands. You are the change that the world is looking for. If you don't, I think somebody is trying to raise up hand to speak or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Hello, yes.
Okay.
All right.
I can speak. Yeah.
Please unmute your mic so that we can have you. Please go ahead and unmute your mic so that we can hear what you're saying. Please continue, sir. I think he's having issues or something.
Okay, can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Hello. All right, greetings to everyone. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much for this wonderful session. It's
Thank
been
you, sir.
impactful, I must confess. Yeah, one of the reasons why I was motivated to join this link was because I'm partially in the shoe of Mr. Timothy. I got an offer at the University of Stirling.
Okay,
I
wow,
think
that's close
earlier
to me
this
here.
year
That's close to me.
to
Yeah.
study environmental management course. And
Okay.
fortunately for me, I also got a scholarship, $4,000, 4,000 pounds rather, pound
Pounds, yeah.
sterling. But actually, as just the challenge has been, my course, the cost of my course is £15, 15,000 pounds.
15,000 pounds.
Yeah, so that's way far away from the scholarship I got. So,
Okay.
and then I applied for that school in line with Commonwealth Share Scholarship, hoping that I will be able to
secure a fully funded scholarship from Commonwealth.
yes.
Yeah.
But with time, I discovered that I'm not getting response from them, and that really gave me like a putback concerning the admission. And then I got a message from the school to opt for either pay for the admission fee, or I defer the admission. So my thought is to consider deferring the admission to 2023. But I want to hear your own side of the advice, because they actually expected to resume by fall. That's to September. So I don't know if they.
Okay. The truth is, September intake now they've already applied for visa. That's the truth. So it is nearly impossible for you to resume September again. So the best thing I would advise for you is to defer the admission. You defer it till next year. Then that next year, the prayer is, our prime minister just resigned. We don't know the next person coming. So the next person coming can decide that, okay, I will not like international students again. Who knows? Well, let's pray that's not the story. So if that's not it, then you still have the opportunity of coming next year. You can probably prepare on time. 50,000 pounds is not much. Mine was 16,300 and I got 4,000 pounds too. So just the same way you have got it. So it's something that you can do if you're actually determined to do it. The University of Stirling is just beside me here. It's not far. We are in the same Scotland, so it's something that you can do actually.
Oh, okay. All right, sir. Yeah. Thank you very much. I work towards submitting the application for deferment, so that I can make necessary plan towards next year.
That's fine.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. I think you should go ahead with the charges and then we round up the session.
Yeah, I was actually saying that you are the change that the world is waiting for. This few years of my life has taught me a lot that the world doesn't celebrate failure, but rather they celebrate success. The world will not want to suffer with you, but they want to enjoy when you are enjoying. So if you actually want to change your world, then you have to start from somewhere. If you actually want to change your world, you have to change the way you think. You have to change the way you do things. You have to change a lot of things about yourself. You have to, if it's possible, you have to change some set of friends. I can count about 10 friends I blocked during my application. It was when I got to the UK, I unblocked them so that they can be seeing my progress in life. So if possible, there are some friends you have to detach from, with those friends with wrong mentality, in order for you to success does not just come overnight, but is as a result of continuous hard work. So if you must make it, then don't fake it. You have to stand up to a responsibility that this is your destiny and you have to get it right. You can try the first time and you might fail, good and fine. Just yourself, stand up and try again. I failed severally too. But today, the same person that they said is dull in the family, one of the dullest in the family, is the first master degree holder outside the country in the family. So there's some history that you have to break by yourself just because of the fact that you have decided to take some deliberate decision. You have to be deliberate about doing some things in your life. So I would charge that every one of us today that life is not what we think it is. It is when you get to the outside world that you will know that there is a place where the son of a nobody can get what he or she wants without knowing anybody. This part of the world, there are places where things work. It's not just what we are seeing on online. Things actually work in this part of the world. You apply for a job, you don't need to buy your way through. You get it on a platter of gold if you merit it. You can literally do things on your own here without looking for anybody. So if you are here alone, your mentality change, and at the same time, you are giving your children the reason to say yes, they are proud of their father, because there are some. If I have raised my kids in Nigeria, they would have forgiven me, because being here enlightens them. Being here gives them this confidence that there's a destiny ahead of them too. So please don't allow these things I've said, don't allow it to slide down. Take the bold step. If you are at the verge of taking a step, take it. You will come out victorious for sure. Just give it a try. Continue. It might not work. Continue. Keep trying. And I assure you, you will get it at last. So that's all from me this evening. I'm happy being here. And I hope to come back over and over again and probably do same thing I've done today or a different thing. Thank you very much, and I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I'm so honored. We are so honored together to have you here also tonight. And I thank you for honoring the invitation again, because you have really enlightened us on many aspects. So thank you very much. And of course, certainly we would love to have you some other day to enlighten us more on how it works in the United Kingdom. So thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we'll be stopping for today, and I wish you a wonderful night rest. I pray that you find favor in all your endeavors. So thank you, and very soon I will drop information that has to do with the next program. So I wish you the best. Please take care. Bye for now.